Hello, Money Making Powerhouse. Welcome to today's free training for content that sells, where you're finally going to stop guessing what kind of content actually sells for you. We will talk about signing high vibe, high ticket clients who are obsessed with buying from you as soon as you drop a piece of content. I want you to get on the high money making vibe. No limitations, no restrictions at all. You are the algorithm. You're the one commanding the sales, the growth of your business, and how people are buying. Okay, it's very important for you to get on that vibe. Excuse me, because otherwise you will keep throwing spaghetti on the wall, and that's exactly not what we want. This training is for you if you are a coach, a service provider, a content creator, a course creator, even influencer who has a big audience, but you are not seeing this translating into sales, or not as much as you wish and not as much as you know you have this potential. Because the thing is, you have the potential. Anyone who is using the correct positioning, the correct messaging, and being consistent with a content strategy can make multi-six and multi-seven figures on social media. And you need to know this. This could happen without cold outreach or without you sending 17 follow-up DMs or emails, without chasing people or being like, using these pushy sales tactics that everyone actually hates. So what you want is that each and every piece of content that you drop instantly makes people buy, regardless of the price point. This is what we're going to talk about today. And by the end of this session, you will understand exactly the three types of content that convert on repeat, why what you are currently doing is stopping your growth, and so you can stop doing it and instead start doing the things that are actually moving the needle, and how to craft the content that makes clients addicted to your offer, so they want every single thing that you drop. Using these three types of content helped me sign my first 3K, 5K clients. It helped me make my first consistent recurring 10K months, that mark that everyone wants. And later it helped me to keep people wanting to work with me, staying with me for 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, people who paid me 25K, 50K if you wish, and it helped me create these multi-six figures in a row. So it works. I know it works. I have never used cold DMs, even if sometimes I have, DM'd someone who I'm really interested to working with because I want. I'm never using these pushy tactics, and I'm not sending 12 follow-up DMs. So this is attraction content, this is attraction marketing, this is what I'm teaching, and it is mainly about high ticket sales, because I'm all about this, because this is what creates the real income, the sustainability, and how you're going to be able to breathe in your business. Otherwise, if you are running on constant low ticket sales and constant 2-3 launches per month, this is a never ending hassle, and it is really difficult to sustain good monthly income. So if you have ever posted, emailed, or talk about your offers and you felt like it's crickets, or people are engaging but not buying, this training is for you. Let's dive deep. I'm going to speak nuances, not just post this and that. Here are the prompts. I want you to really understand this, because no ChatGPT messaging bot, even if you're using someone's custom, it's not going to work well for you if you do not understand these main principles of the attraction marketing and what your ideal clients need to know and hear, especially when we are speaking of premium buyers and what do they need for conversion. And the truth is that you need to understand a couple of truths, couple of main principles. So make sure you write this down and you understand it in your bones, because your content must be very, very clear. And I know you have heard this 1,000 times, but I'm going to dive deep into the specifics and into the nuances of this so you can actually create that content that is very clear, specific, transformational. That's the main point. And I see so many people throwing all kinds of content, but you're not specific and it's not transformational. And it's not giving a solution to the urgent needs and desires of your ideal client. Think of it like that. What does it mean, these urgent needs? Think of it like that. As soon as your client reads a piece of content, she or he, whatever your ideal client is, says, oh, I want this so badly. Like, I would do anything it takes to have this result, to have this transformation. They're like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of this. And I want to change it now, like in this second, like even yesterday. Okay? That is very important for you to understand. That your ideal client has urgent, high value needs that they want solved, that they want transformation, that they want their desires to come true. And the other thing is you need to understand that people buy what they want, not what they need. I know this might sound kind of stupid, or you're going to say this doesn't make sense, they have no idea what actually they need, and that's exactly what's the reality. But we are simply humans, and our main drivers are the desires to be healthy, to look good, to be fit, to look nice, to look young or beautiful. This all falls under health, I would say, and good looking appearance. We want to be rich and to live in abundance and to be happy, aka to be in a good relationship, enjoying life, and that also includes sex. These are the triggers that make us buy. And that's the ultimate desire of every human being. Despite all the nuances, despite the traumas that each and everyone could experience, despite the limiting beliefs we might have or any other blockages, these are our ultimate desires. In the end of the day, everyone wants to be healthy, rich, and happy. That's it. But since this is what we all want, you need to dive deep into the nuances and specifics of these 3 ultimate desires and goals of every human being. Also, we are humans and we have often misdiagnosed ourselves. And here is where you come in and where you can tell them, your ideal client, you think this is the reason that you don't have what you want, but it is actually this. And until you change this, until you shift that, nothing else is going to work for you. In order for this training to work for you, and so you can see very quick sales as soon as you post a couple of pieces of content, you need to do the work. Okay? Let's be clear that if you only listen to this and you say, oh yes, I know this, I have heard this, it's like as if someone is explaining to you how to play tennis, but when you get the racket in your hand, it's not the same. And yes, you have the theory, in theory how you need to hit the ball, but then when you have to do it, it's not that easy. And how you are improving with practice. It is the same with content. Sometimes things might work very quickly. Sometimes you might need a week or 2 to, to kind of educate your audience around what you're talking about and around their limitations, why things are not working and what is the solution. But this works in any case. If you do the work, manifesting it won't work unless you start putting this content out there consistently. And noticing what your audience reacts to best. Because there will be certain types of content that are performing extremely well. Other types of content might have less engagement, but actually bring you more sales. So you need to become aware what actually moves the needle for you. And each and every piece of content has place in your content strategy, but you need to be aware what and how it works. And for me, it's very important, and this is more for you, not so much for me, that you do this work, not just listen to it. Because my biggest desire for you is to actually put a piece of content on your Facebook profile or Instagram or TikTok, and you make sales instantly. And I know this works because I have seen it with my clients. Once I refine with them one piece of content that they used to have already, something they have already written, and I just put my eyes on it and I tell them, shift this slightly, say this that way instead of the way you just said it, and they instantly sign a client 15 minutes after posting this piece of content. This happened to me so many times. This is once again the exact strategy that helped me sign my high ticket clients all the time. This works really well when you do the work, of course. And one more time, some people put 3 pieces of content or 5 and they say nothing happens. But when you are doing this consistently with a plan, you're going to see that, okay, in the first month, you're going to get some more new people who are actually your ideal client. On the second month, you're going to see that some people already start talking to you or they buy. On the third month, you're going to see that more people of your audience buy. On the fourth month, more and more people will be buying, and the first people will start buying other offers of yours. So have this in mind, and consistency is very important on social. And in everything, in building a business, consistency and resilience is a very important skill. Now, let's get deeper into the layers, and I want to be very honest with you. You are not often using social media in the right way. What do I mean under this? Here, no judgment at all. The point is that you become aware of the things that you're probably currently doing or not doing, and to say, okay, I see there is a gap here, and now I am going to change it. Once you become aware of the gap, of what you need to shift, you have done 50% of the work. So when I'm saying many of you are not using social media in the right way, I mean that you're doing the things that look like marketing, but you leave your dream clients unclear, unconvinced, or they're simply going to your competitors because your competitors' positioning and messaging is better, not because they are better than you. In fact, I am sure anyone who is watching this training is so brilliant in the things you are doing. I know you're brilliant, and you are probably way better than many more of your competitors. But you need to become very clear in your positioning and messaging to speak to your ideal client. And I see so many people throwing spaghetti on the wall, and I'm now going to show you how exactly to sign up these high-paying clients. This is how I signed, I told you, my first high-ticket clients. And it is not what you think and what you're listening in the online space. You're going to be able to keep signing high-ticket clients when you use this system. So let me dive deep in the right order of operations. Now, why is this very important? Because oftentimes you're not clear on your offer, on the transformation, and exactly who do you help, and that is why it's not working. And so many people are telling you content, 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 but unless you're clear on your offer and your ideal client, you will be posting endlessly without a point and without selling anything. Now, I'm doing this training in the Success Circle for the first time. This is my private community. Welcome everyone. And since we have a lot of new people, last week I took time to read your membership answers, the answers of the membership questions. And many of you were saying that you experience challenges in attracting clients and signing high ticket clients. I took the time to go through your profiles, and so many of you, once again, this is no judgment. The point here is that you analyze where the gaps are and you fix it immediately, so you see immediate result of this training. Your role here is to start writing content that sells, and you need to be honest with yourself. And so many people here, I saw your profiles. They are totally unclear. Your image is of a cat, dog, flower, or I don't know, you with your family. And I actually don't know who exactly you are. And consider that I'm your ideal client for the purposes of this training. I land on your profile and I see nothing. And then you tell me I help high achieving entrepreneurs to I don't know what. But it's totally unclear. And no one can understand what you are doing actually. And I see this also on Instagram. And your profiles honestly look like a scam. Let's be really very honest, because otherwise you will not be able to attract and sign these high ticket clients. Then with these profiles, you're joining groups or you are, following people who are your ideal client eventually. But again, how would anyone trust you if this is your profile? If your profile is simply not professional and your content is not speaking to them. So your first task of this training is to take a look and optimize your profiles. Put a normal profile picture and a cover for Facebook if you're using Facebook. And whatever your channels are, Instagram, TikTok, put a normal profile picture that shows your face clearly, where you look normal when you're, in clothes and environment that is supposed to say, who are you? This is the branding. If you don't have a good photo, go to Marina AI Brand Creative Hub. I will leave the link here. It is actually attached. You can access it immediately. Upload a selfie, see which prompts you like that are most relevant for you and your brand and your work, and create a couple of images that are going to be on brand for you. And then create a profile or page. If it's Facebook, create a page. If it's Instagram, create a separate profile that you will be using only for your business purposes. On brand image, clear bio, so everyone knows who you are and what you're doing, so your profile doesn't look like scam, so people find you on the internet and they instantly start following you and they want to buy from you. Then your bio, make sure it's very clear who you are, what you're doing, who you are helping, who are you helping. Like, take for example mine is high-level mentor for CEO women who scale to millions. Very simple and clear. Sales engine architect, clear. 10 millions in client results. Instant authority. Like, as soon as you land on my profile, you are very clear who am I and some of my results. So you can say, okay, this woman worth watching and listening to. I want you to up-level your profiles. As soon as this training is over, you can go to Marina AI Brand Creative Hub, create your professional images, and then upgrade your bio. Now, this is the first thing. If you are in this group, if you are in the second group where your profiles are already very clear, you're posting content, you see some sales, but you want more sales, you want better sales, you want better clients, you want your clients to be buying every single day, all day long, to see more and more people of your audience buying. Today I'm going to show you my proven content method that makes you irresistible, magnetic, instantly. And clients are obsessively purchasing every single day anything you drop. Because let's say you're a health, wellness coach, weight loss coach, your clients shouldn't just like your workouts, for example. They should be obsessed with the vibe, the energy, the freedom, if you wish, from them looking good, and the results they are getting from working with you. Your audience isn't addicted yet. They need to crave your work, your methodology daily. Let's say you're in the relationship niche, dating, therapy, couples counseling. They shouldn't just enjoy your love advice. They should feel withdrawals if they miss anything you drop, like a masterclass, a program, whatever. Your clients should chase your methods and your work, like your brand as a whole, not the other way around. So you're going to do this when you stop posting some generic advice and you start creating micro strategies that have clients obsessively applying to work with you, sending you DMs, how can I join, or directly buying from the links that you have on your bio, profile, stories, etc. When your clients are addicted to the transformation, they pay premium. They are pre-sold, they pre-book, and they come back for more. And I know this because this is how I built my business. People buy once, they love every single thing, and they buy again and again and again on repeat. So we are going to dive deep into the 3 types of content. We are getting to the actual part of the training. But this first part, what I said till now, is extremely important for you to be able to create these 3 types of content. And I'm going to dive deep into transformational and authoritative content. But this is content that not only builds authority, but makes people line up to pay you high ticket prices. And I will be, of course, sharing real client examples, not only mine, because who cares what I can do for myself? Of course, I will be able to do things for myself. The point is what my clients are getting as a result of applying these messaging shifts. So some clients went from 20 to 100K months, other clients who use this methodology started seeing quick sales, and let's say in 6 months, in 8 months, they started seeing clients inquiring to work with them daily, every single day, a couple of times, sales from each email, sales from each post, without this content burnout, this content cortisol that everyone has in this online space, without posting endlessly, without begging or trying to convince people. If this sounds good, let's go. I want first to mention the traps where most coaches, entrepreneurs, service providers fall. So of course you can stop doing this. This is extremely important. And then I'm going to give you the exact types of content with some examples that you can instantly use. So let's look at what are the most common pitfalls. So I see you posting content that educates but doesn't sell. That does not mean that you should totally stop educating. This is not what I'm saying, but there is a right way to do it. Around a right amount of this educational content, and in certain cases there are certain cases where your audience would need some education if you're pioneering something, but again not in a way that is like teaching them, but in a way that is showing them why what they are doing is not working and what do they actually need to do to see this transformation they desire. The other thing is that you are speaking to people who are not your ideal client. And I know you have heard this so many times, but this is so common. I see this even with businesses that make 200K per year and they are still needing shifts because you are speaking to clients who were your ideal client like 2 years ago, but this changed already. So we need to make sure you're speaking to the right people. This also will cause, like if you're speaking to the wrong ideal client, this is what's causing you attracting people who are not paying the actual value of your work. They don't want to pay high ticket and they, let's say they are okay to pay 3K for your offer, but not 15K. And this is, oftentimes you should already be at 7 figures, but you're still struggling with some 20K months and it is very difficult for you. So it's very important to pay attention to your positioning and who are you speaking to, because your brilliance deserves to be paid 3 times higher. You're also sharing stories that only entertain but do not move the needle. I have seen this so many times with storytelling content, which is amazing and great. But when you're doing it always storytelling without, positioning an offer, without a clear call to action, this could be done in a subtle way. You're simply posting content and people are liking it, but they're not buying anything. And again, storytelling content could be extremely powerful for audience growth, for engagement, but also for sales. And you're often not using it for sales. Another common mistake is that you are falling for some generic content strategies that, on the surface it looks nice, but clients scroll past it, or you're using content that, yes, it's good, but it doesn't sound like you. If you're doing a live or you're speaking to a client of yours, you would not say it that way. And even if this is a brilliant content, it's not you, and people somehow feel it. When you're trying to say words that are not yours, and the whole piece of content is totally not you, totally not how you speak, it somehow just doesn't land. The other thing is that you might be posting pieces of content that even might be really great, but there is no consistent plan that you use. So what happens in the end is that this content is scattered and people are buying here and there probably, but not buying all day. They are not obsessed to buy every single day. And you are not really sure what makes them buy and what moves the needle and what exactly flops. So this is going to change today. And additionally, you can get another training, which is the 6-figure content plan, where I'm speaking of this content plan that is going to help you make sales every single day from every single piece of content. And the last thing that I'm seeing very often is that you're not using the premium buyer psychology. So exactly these people that I mentioned earlier who are ready to pay 25K for your offer, for your high value, high ticket offer, they are not coming to you, they are not landing on your profiles, or even if they are in your audience, they simply cannot recognize themselves in your messaging. And that is why you still sell these high value work, these high ticket offers for 3-5K instead of 25-50K. And once again, this is capping you so much, and this is causing so much trouble behind the scenes. And I have seen this millions of times. And that's why all these reasons, I want you to analyze where exactly do you find yourself. Maybe you found yourself in 1-2 examples, or maybe in all of them, but this is why you're not seeing the results you want. Even if you're consistent, even if you are posting and getting likes, your audience isn't addicted to buying from you on repeat and to pay you this 25K, 50K. So that's the gap that we're going to fix today. And think about it like, what would it feel for you to post and don't just get an attention, but have one post where people keep commenting and keep buying from it? That makes your ideal client, desperate to get into that program, desperate to work with you if you wish. And that is exactly what I help my clients do on a daily basis, because one more time I want to tell you, this is daily work for all your offers, for your whole business. This is something that we are doing on a daily basis. And it helped one of my clients to go from 20K sporadic months to consistent, secured 70K in recurring revenue, and clients who signed up for 12-month work. This is a huge ROI. Not only the financial, but also the what this gives your nervous system and your business. Security, predictability, sustainability, and everything else that comes is on top of this. Another client signed a $300 client 15 minutes after posting one piece of content that we refined using this formula. Now imagine if every single piece of content brings at least one client who pays 300 for this offer. And if your offer is 2K, imagine if instantly you get this money into your bank account. Wouldn't this be very nice? Tell me. And the more you use this formula, the more you're going to be seeing this every single day. Maybe in the beginning, you're going to see 2 people buy this week. Next week, 3 people are going to buy. The week after that, 5 people. And this is compounding, this is the nice thing, that these strategies are compounding. It's not one and done. Another client who used this formula for 6 months did exactly what I told you. After 6 months, she was seeing daily sales every single day. People asking her to work with her, to join her high ticket long-term spaces. And this is what is going to happen to you as well. And they did this without working harder, because their content was designed to sell, not just to look pretty, not just to sound like, yeah, I have this, to be consistent. They were consistent, but with a content strategy, with a plan, in the transformations, the desires, and the problem solution awareness. This is very important, and you're often missing it. Let me tell you a couple of words of the premium buyer psychology as well, and then I will give you these 3 types of content that I already mentioned: the transformational, the authority content, and this desire stacking. And actually, this is a free training, but consider it as a paid, because it should be paid. This is a wisdom that I have created after 12 years of work, after I myself have bought tons of messaging content programs of different coaches, etc., but I analyzed what actually worked for my clients and for me. And that is why I'm giving you these 3 pieces of content, because oftentimes you're trying to be, to sound so different, to do something very different, but sometimes the simpler things are the best. And here I'm not saying do what everyone else is doing, but let's really focus on what works. That's the point. When we speak of premium buyers, and if you want to sell high ticket, you need to understand this. Premium buyers don't buy because they are desperate. They don't buy because they're stuck. They don't buy because they struggle. Okay? This is not their mindset. Even if they know there is a gap, even if they know there is a problem, their mindset is not, oh, I have a horrible problem. Their mindset is, okay, something here is not working. What should I do to fix it? Or how can I be more efficient? How can I get more and better clients? How can I not only lose this belly fat, but keep my six pack? And I want to have a piece of pizza or a glass of wine here and there. Okay? So they are aware of many, many things. They buy because they are discerning. They are emotionally intelligent in most of the cases. They are pretty much self-aware. They are already successful in some areas. And they are seeking support. They want depth. They want clarity, precision, and leadership. Leadership is an extremely important term you need to learn. And this is not simply a word, but this is a lifestyle, I would say. This is how you are building and leading your whole business. Because these clients, they want more, they want better, they want faster. Premium buyers want quick results. They do have gaps, they do have problems, some limitations, but they are actively looking for a solution. They are actively working to solve it because they know it depends on themselves, not on someone else. That's the difference. They are not looking for vague advices, like stop eating sugar if you want to get rid of the fat belly. Yes, I have heard this millions of times, but sometimes I like eating cake. Sometimes I like eating chocolate. Tell me something else that I haven't heard millions of times. They don't expect hand holding, but they expect you to give them a different perspective. That's something that is going to shift how they're, acting in their day-to-day life. They don't want superficial tips. They don't want casual motivation. So please stop with this. And let me give you a couple of examples because it's going to be easier for you to understand. So let's say your premium client is going to say, show me why this is the smartest, most efficient, most elevated solution to the problem I've been carrying for too long. And premium buyers invest because they see a coach who understands their real problem better than they do. They understand and they love when you speak to the hidden desire behind the obvious desire. Do you see how many layers deeper we are going here? They want a coach who shows a method that feels intentional, refined, and result driven. They want a coach who speaks to their identity, the refined identity they're stepping into, not the identity they're trying to escape. And there is a huge difference. There is a huge difference regardless if we are speaking of weight loss, relationships, money mindset, business coaching. There is a huge difference between these people who are thinking yes, I can become this person. Yes, you know what they think? They think, yes, I am already this person. Now I need my bank account to reflect that. Or, yes, I'm this woman who has a discipline, who can control how she eats, who can have healthy hormonal system. I am this woman, but now help me see this in my day-to-day life. Yes, I know I have to take care of my hormones, and I need a little bit of support. This is how they think. They make decision when the transformation feels inevitable, not risky. You need to show them that it is risky to stay where they are currently, in that current void. This is what makes them buy. So let me give you a couple of examples. Let's say you're a health weight loss coach in the wellness. We have so many people here. Here is a premium buyer psychology example. So your premium client is not thinking, I want to lose weight. Okay, they are thinking, and now think of how exactly you're going to write a piece of content for these people, for this, let's say it's a woman. She's thinking, I am exhausted from knowing what to do and still not doing it. Why is she not doing it? It's probably just not fitting in her daily lifestyle. Not that she don't want to do it. She doesn't want to do it. She does want it. But most probably all the advice she got is simply not fitting in her daily lifestyle. And she says, I want a system that finally fits my life, my hormones, my age, my stress levels. Because yeah, everyone knows stop stressing. Yeah, but when I have 10 one-on-one clients and I have to, I don't know, to record 5 trainings and I have a plan to do a rebranding and I want all of this stuff and I want it because I deeply want it and I love to up-level my business and my desire, but there comes a natural amount of stress with this work, not because of anxiety or something else, but it's simply natural. And of course, it would reflect on my metabolism and all of this. Do you see the nuances here? What would a premium client want? And if I go on a session with a weight loss coach and she tells me, you need to have lunch and you need to control your stress levels. Wow, great. I knew this before you told it to me. So let me get back to the example. So what is she thinking? I'm exhausting from knowing what to do and not doing it. I want a system that finally fits my life, my hormones, my stress levels, my metabolism without feeling deprived. And in this case, your content must show her, and here are your content examples, what you can post. You need to show her you understand her real blocks. The metabolic, this is one piece of content. The emotional eating, this is another piece of content. The stress cycles, the identity patterns. And so let me give you an example for the stress cycles. Maybe you can speak to her and tell her, you're justifying skipping meals with stress cycles, but it's exactly the opposite. When you start eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, your stress cycles are going to be reduced. Or I don't know, something like that. You're the specialist, but do you see how you're disrupting her thinking? And she's saying, wow, yeah, I need to reverse engineer this. Another example could be for identity patterns, things that she's doing for ages that she could start. For example, she thinks her belly fat is, a DNA. because her mother and her grandmother had that, but in fact she can reverse it, and it's not DNA based, it's lifestyle based. So here I gave you like 4 or 5 examples for content. You need to show her you understand her life, that she is busy. She's not making herself busy, she's really busy. She's high performing. She has, her schedule is pretty much unrealistic. She wants efficiency, and she wants her meals and her workout regime to fit her lifestyle. And then you need to show her that you offer a method that doesn't steal her lifestyle, but enhances it. Okay? This way she can trust you with her body, her health, her long-term transformation. Here is another example for you as a health coach. Your weight problem isn't lack of discipline. It's a nervous system wired to survive stress, not burn fat. And until you shift that, no diet will ever stick for you. But do you see how different this is from all the content you're seeing out there? It's completely different. Now let's go to a relationship coach. And we are speaking of premium buyer psychology, okay? All these examples are kind of how she feels daily, identity-based, micro-moment speaking, and her deepest desires, the identity transformation she craves, or he, whatever. Here is another example for a relationship and dating coach, and I'm taking a look at my notes because I want this to be very specific. So let's say you're a relationship, dating coach, therapist, if you wish, couple counselor, etc. So your premium client is not thinking, I want a boyfriend or I want a husband. She's thinking, I'm done entertaining men who can't meet me. And they make her feel bad about that, about her success, about her high standards, etc. And she says, I want a partner who gets me, a partner who has the same values and vision for life, who is stable, intentional, generous, emotionally mature, a man who leads, adores, and chooses me every single moment. Do you see how deeply nuanced this is? This is as if, think of it like if you're speaking really with an ideal client, how would they say it? And in this case, your content must show her that you understand why she keeps attracting the wrong man. What is the reason behind? And here again, you're going to be using nuances according to what your offer is doing and transforming. You need to show her that you see the pattern beneath the pattern, like the self-worth, the boundaries, the identity, the emotional habits, what she is doing on a daily basis that is actually hurting her love life, for example. Maybe something in her behavior is repelling these high value partners and attracting those immature partners. And these are again 5 different types of content, even 6 ideas for content that are extremely deep and speaking to your premium client. You need to show her you can help her become the woman who magnetizes the partner that she desires. And to show her you teach her to date from her power, her self-worth, not from fear or the traumas that are triggering her. And here is one example. You're not attracting unavailable men because something is wrong with you. You're attracting them because your nervous system is still calibrated to chaos instead of supportive partner who chooses you. When we shift that, you will start attracting men who show care from the first date and keep treating you as the most important woman. And she will be instantly, okay, tell me more. Tell me how to do it. I want this. Do you see the big difference? Another third example with, let's say you're a mindset coach or money coach. Your premium client is not thinking, I want to feel more confident. Please stop with this. Like, honestly. Because confidence could be to anything and it is not clear. Your ideal client is thinking, I'm tired of sabotaging myself. I'm ready for the identity shift that lets me lead without doubts, to trust myself, to create the results I know I'm capable of. And again, here it depends on your offer, what exactly is the transformation. So you're going to relate to this transformation and to be specific according to the offer. And your content must show them that you understand their internal blocks better than they have ever articulated it. Show them that you differentiate between the surface mindset work where they say just manifest it or just think positive versus the identity level transformation, because of course most people are avoiding this deep mindset work and the subconscious and unconscious work, and we want to be like that, but it's not. The sooner they get it, the sooner they do the work, the sooner they are going to have the result. You need, in this area, it is very important for you to create safety and empowerment simultaneously. Don't go too much into the marketing here. This is very important. Simply think of what your ideal client thinks and needs to know so they can shift it. Because I have seen this so many times. If you go too much into the marketing, in these areas, people need to trust you very deeply. So they can step into that version of themselves they have avoided and to become this new person, to obtain this new identity. And here is an example for you as a premium mindset coach. It could sound like, these are just examples, you can adjust them to you. It might sound like, you don't need more affirmations to make millions. You need to rewire the part of you that still believes safety comes from staying small, and teach your nervous system to feel safe in receiving from abundance and flow, not survival. Okay, because survival, and of course you need to expand the topic according again to your methodology, according to your program. But here the point is that, they stay in survival mode. That's why they are people pleasing. They are not raising their prices. And this is related also to, if you were charging 50K, you would have already made millions. But instead you're charging 5K. And then, of course, you're not going to become a millionaire very soon. But this is because your nervous system functions from the place of survival, not from the place of abundance and flow. Do you get how deep layering this is and how deeply you're going? Now let's go to the next part. So before you post anything, you need to learn to position your offer. That will be different to the different offers that you're selling. And each and every piece of content needs to be wired to the offer that you're selling. And this way, for each offer, maybe the main topic, the main brand topics are the same, but according to each offer, there will be different nuances when you're speaking. So I want you to be 100% clear on your high ticket offer, not 27 offer, not $97 offer. Let's say 2K, 5K, even if you wish 20K. I want you to be very clear what your ideal client wants. not needs. What are their deepest desires? Because we people want many things, and we don't want to know what it takes. We don't want to know, like, what do I need to do? We say, I want this now. Simply accept that fact. It's going to be way easier for you. Then your offer must be designed to deliver this transformation. Of course, we are considering that people are going to do every single piece of the work, so they are going to have that transformation 100%. Get very clear on what this transformation is and write it in a very exact and tangible way. So you deliver exactly as we just discussed it. Get very, very clear who your ideal client is and who is this offer not for. Very clear. So you're not helping struggling moms, let's say. You're helping high achieving moms, for example. You're not helping entrepreneurs who struggle to execute. You're helping high achieving entrepreneurs who want to be more efficient, for example, and make millions with ease and speed. And these are just very basic examples, but get very clear on this. Remove all this struggling language, because premium buyers, as we said, they are not struggling. Even if they have gaps or difficulties or challenges, they know this is a challenge and I need to overcome it. They're ready for the transformation. That's the difference. Get very clear on where are they currently. What is their current situation, problem? What is stopping them from this growth? What is the blind spots? Where are they currently not getting the results they want to get? Why the current methods, the current things they are using are failing? Like what we said, manifestations are not going to work with you until you do the deep subconscious and unconscious work, for example. So they are doing affirmations and positive thinking, but they are not actually facing the real subconscious blockages, for example. Or yeah, they are doing workouts, 3 workouts per week, but they are actually not doing the correct workouts. And that's why the belly fat is not going away. For example, just get very clear for you. What do they think their problem is? But you know there is another thing that you are going to help them with. Like in my case, could be you think there are no ideal clients in your audience, but actually your positioning and messaging are unclear and speaking to broke people, and that is why you cannot sell your 20K offer. For example, do you see how I'm disrupting the beliefs they have and what they are doing wrong? And then think of their objections. What would they tell you? Yes, but I cannot, I want to eat sweet. Or, yes, but I don't have time to do heavy workouts. Yes, but I don't have time for I don't know what. Objections are usually external and they are not related to you and your offer and your work. Objections come when people do not believe they can execute or they can do it, or there are tons of things that are external and they're, saying objections to you. And oftentimes these are simply limiting beliefs they might have. Okay? And of course the objection, I can't afford it. But this, you're going to overcome this objection when you're speaking to these premium buyers who are looking for the solution, and the solution is more important to them than the price. and get very clear on the tangible result they're going to get and the identity shift. This clarity is your foundation. Without it, even the best content won't convert. And now let's go to the 3 types of content that actually sell. Now, each of these pieces of content must be very micro-specific, tied to transformation and including why what they're doing right now is not working, why the methodology they're using is not working. The first type is this transformational content I'm speaking of, and this is a pro tip: speak to the identity transformation, not simply what's going to change in, let's say, in money result or kilos or whatever. Speak to the identity level transformation. The goal here is to show your ideal client who will they become, not what they will do. What most people are doing wrong here is that you're sharing generic tips, small wins, or education without this emotional pull. People are buying from emotions justified with a little bit of logic. And I had this example with a client where I was trying to show her that she needs to get very specific, but she kept staying very surface level with, she lost, I don't know how many pounds with peptides. And I was constantly, okay, but speak of the whole transformation. Where was your ideal client when she started working with you? What was she doing that was not giving the result? What was the actual results? What did you do? And do you understand? There is the methodology here is that you highlight before, after, that you're micro specific in experiences, in micro moments daily, and to layer the desire, the transformation. So let me give you again examples. Let's say again you're health, wellness, weight loss coach. Here the goal is that you show in a tangible, visceral outcomes that prove your program works. Let's see the example. My client lost 15 pounds, gained unstoppable energy, and finally kept the results without starving herself by implementing and here you use your signature system, program, way, methodology. So do you see here, without starving herself? Because many people think I simply need to stop eating or to eat less. No, you don't need to eat less, you need to activate your metabolism. And this includes eating more and regularly, for example. Okay? Another client, another example. My client, this could be your piece of content. This is transformational piece of content, transformational storytelling, but in the end you need to have a call to action. If you want this result, join XYZ program, where I'm going to show you how to lose weight without starving and finally get fit. Okay, so another example. My client lost 12 pounds or 5 kilos, let's say, in 6 weeks, finally stopped the cycle of crash diets. So again, you're saying the things they are doing wrong, and has energy for her kids and workouts, and actually enjoys eating again without counting calories obsessively. This is so powerful hook. Then you need to go into the micro details, where this client was when she started working with you, what were her limiting beliefs. Like, she thought she needs to starve, but instead she needed to activate her metabolism. When we started working together, we did XYZ, I don't know, whatever you're doing. If you want this, or when you apply my methodology, you will experience, and now use here the identity shifts. In this case, the identity shift is that she has energy for her kids and workouts. And she actually enjoys eating eating again without counting calories. Okay, example for a relationship coach. That could be, my client went from endlessly dating unavailable partners to attracting someone who respects, values, and adores her. In 90 days, she transformed her love life. This is powerful, very powerful. And then again, you need to expand this to tell a transformational story, and then to say, to use a call to action like, when you work with me, what you're doing differently, for example, and then join XYZ program so you can have XYZ tangible result. But do you get the point? It's very, very different. This is very premium buyer positioning and content. Let's say another example for a mindset or personal growth coach. Here are some transformational examples. These are, again, client-focused and tangible. My client went from doubting every decision to confidently signing contracts, scaling her offers to 30K months, and finally trusting her intuition. The exact mindset shift that changed her income trajectory. Extremely powerful. This is instantly, tell me more. I want this as well. I'm also doubting myself to increase prices, or I make the decision, but then I found 10,000 excuses, and this instantly disrupts your ideal client mind. Of course, one more time, you're going to expand the topic and you're going to have a call to action for your specific offer. You're going to tie it to your offer. The second type of content is authority. This is the proof of content. The goal here is to position you as the only person capable of delivering this result, aka the only choice. You are the perfect coach for them. What most people do wrong here is that they share like a testimonial, but just say, my client made, I don't know how much money, or my client lost 12 pounds, or my client found the love of her life. This is not an authoritative or transformational piece of content. You need context. Here, the methodology is that you use micro-specific case studies, real results, numbers, and real transformation. That could be like, my client, here is the formula, my client got a result, you insert your result here, then you're explaining what changed for them, or without doing something else, what they usually do wrong, and you end up with the experience or the identity shift that happened. Here are some examples. Health, wellness, weight loss. She lost 12 pounds in 6 weeks. Her cravings disappeared, and she stopped emotional eating for the first time in her adult life. Her husband says she is glowing again. Very huge transformation and very authoritative for you. Very much. This result is very authoritative. Let's say you're a relationship coach. Now, all of these are different pieces of content. This is a huge content training, and you can use it. You can use any of these content examples, and this is probably going to give you 2 weeks of content. So let's say a relationship example. She went from attractive, avoidant man to saying yes to a relationship with a man who plans dates, shows up consistently, and talks openly about the future together. If there is a woman who doesn't want this, I don't know. This is a huge hook and a topic for a post that you can expand. Let's say you're a mindset coach. She stopped second guessing her decision, landed opportunities she once felt unqualified for, and told me, I finally feel like the woman I was meant to be. Again, very authoritative. This shows that you did your work in an extremely powerful way. Not just ROI, but a huge identity shift. This shows that you know what you're doing, and there is an added value of working with you. Not that she just found a man, or not that she just makes decisions. Let's say you're a business coach, marketing in this field. Like, she rewired her message, posted 3 times, and booked 4 premium clients in 48 hours because her content finally spoke to the woman ready to buy. Or a real case of mine, my client had ideal clients reach out daily and asking to work with her, signing up clients daily after 6 months of using my exact 6-figure content framework. So what this is showing, consistency is required, and that you're going to have people reaching out and signing up daily after some time of consistently posting these types of content. And then what I can say, when you know how to position your work as powerfully as it is and transmit the real value, your clients will be signing high ticket clients with 0 objections daily, and they will be obsessed with buying from your brand on repeat. Do you see how big desire stacking we have here? So we are speaking to extremely high value, urgent desires and needs, and we're stacking these desires. So you become really obsessed with getting this training or to work with me. And the third type is exactly this desire stacking. This is so powerful, and this actually helped me sign the most clients. Not so much, yes, of course, every single piece of these examples works, but the real desire stacking is working the best for me. This is my experience. Because once again, remember, people buy what they crave, what they want. The goal of this type of content is to make clients really addicted to buying from you by speaking and pushing their desires, like you're pushing a button. What most people do wrongly here is that they are using general motivational posts, like too generic thing, fluff content, or audience building content without linking it to buying behaviors and desire stacking. And this is why you see that your audience is growing, but people are not actually buying. Because, okay, they say, oh, you're so motivational, but they are not feeling like, oh, I need this right now. Here, the methodology is to stack micro desires in every single piece of content. Like the lifestyle, the money, the freedom, the control, the status, the prestige, the ROI. When you stack these 4 or 5 in one post, this triggers their fantasy of ideal life. This is so powerful. It could be that, here's an example. You want to lose that hip and belly weight and keep your body fit. You want it in a way that fits your busy life, and that lets you have a glass of wine or pizza sometimes. Here is how. Isn't this very magnetic? Aren't you saying, wow, this is exactly what I want. This is my ideal life ever. and then you're transitioning. Once you start using, here you say your methodology or the way you work. Let's give you another example, if this is for you as a business coach, or in my case. Once you start using these 3 types of content strategically, everything changes. You're no longer posting for likes, you're posting to scale, sell, and create an addictive client experience. Now, what is not working here? Here, it's not what you are going to get, especially if you are a service provider, and it is very common that you start listing features. You're going to get, I don't know, 8 sessions in Telegram, for example. Or you're going to get 5 landing pages, for example. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to say, you will have sales pages that make people sign up immediately and buy from you on repeat without you doing the tech work and needing to beg people, all on autopilot. And your ideal client is, yes, I absolutely want that. I hate tech. I know funnels are going to exponentially grow my income, but I cannot set a funnel up. I cannot do this, and I hate tech, or I simply don't know how to do it. I just want it done and printing money on autopilot. Or another example, you're not going to say you're going to get an 8-week weight loss tips on Telegram. You're going to say, here is the premium buyer version calibrated. You're going to say, you will receive daily 15-minute metabolic reset actions designed for high-performing women with full lives. Simple, strategic, and impossible not to follow through on. These aren't tips. This is the exact structure that lets you lose weight sustainably while running a career, a household, and a life. This is amazing. And now let's do a quick desire stacking exercise. You can write this down. So you can write this desire stacking type of content that is an absolute bestseller. Think of one client that you want to attract, like someone in your audience who you know you want to work with, or that's the perfect fit for your high ticket offer. And now answer, what is the life they want after working with you? Now here, desires, but the perfect case scenario. How will they feel in that life? What is going to be their status? Maybe it's going to reflect the money they make, or the way they make money, or the way they attract clients, or the way they attract their ideal partner, or the way they're cooking meals, or the way they are losing weight and staying clean and fit. What will others envy about them? This is so powerful. What will they miss if they don't work with you? Remember that in premium buyer psychology, in premium messaging, the cost of inaction is what they're like, is the thing that makes them buy. Like the cost of inaction is higher than 20K offer. So if you don't implement, like for example, if you do not implement these 3 types of content in your content strategy, and you're not mixing them, you're going to not be seeing sales daily. You will keep posting daily but not seeing sales from every single post, and in 6 months you would probably make 20K instead of 200K. And then if I'm selling you a 2K content program, isn't it worth it for you to make these huge shifts? To know that each and every piece of content is going to convert into your high ticket offers and then keep people obsessed with buying from you, making the ROI 5 times higher. So each and every post, every message, every story, every sales page and email should touch on these micro desires. Layer them. Make your content very addictive. That's how you get clients chasing you, clients paying more without objections, arguing, negotiating, and where 50K months, 100K months become effortless. If you are serious about scaling your business and having each and every piece of content converts for all your offers, high ticket, low ticket, mid ticket, regardless, long-term spaces, masterminds, and you want to have people buying every day from your content alone, where your content is doing 80% of the sales alone without you needing to do all the follow-ups or cold DMs. If you want your content to be selling quickly, easily, without objections, and to fill all these high ticket spaces, join the Scale Era. This is my 12-month program. I'm just opening it. It's refined. It is for high vibe, result-oriented coaches and entrepreneurs like you who want to make daily sales and have people obsessed with buying from you and your brand. If you want to have these people who stay with you long term and pay you on repeat, the Scale Era is for you, because inside we are going to work long term. Remember what I said. At first, when you start implementing these shifts, you're going to see results. But the real high ROI, the real long-term shifts come after you keep doing this for 3 months, for 6 months, for 12 months. So inside of the Scale Era, we are focusing on your leadership, sales system, messaging, positioning for each and every one of your offers. So people line up to pay you daily. Inside, I will show you exactly how to structure your content for the transformation of your offer, for authority, for the pull, for sales, how to turn each and every post into booked 5 or 50K clients on repeat, how to stop chasing and start creating addicted buyers. We're going to work not on some fluffy strategy, not on the surface level. The point of having this real long-term 12-month work is that you have this sustainable transformation, predictable high cash months, where your business start producing these consistent high ticket results. Remember the case where I told you my client went from some unpredictable, unsustainable, like almost 20K months, and in a couple of months they already had 70K months in recurring revenue secured, and people who signed up for 12 months, which gives you incredible, how to say, it gives you this incredible sustainability into your business, and your nervous system is starting to function in a completely different way, where you can focus on your creativity, on the strategy, not just to be tweaking content without a result. Inside the Scale Era, we are working on your messaging, sales system, leadership, and offers. This is in a group format. This is a space where we are together in a group. We have weekly calls where you can ask your questions, where we can refine your messaging, where we can work on these 4 elements on repeat. And you can also build connections with other entrepreneurs and learn from them as well. This is so powerful, where we are sharing and we're learning from experience. And moreover, you're going to scale sustainably. I'm going to leave you the link here below for the Scale Era, where you're going to get access to the full system that makes clients obsessed with buying from you on autopilot, and that is going to work on your whole business. So let's make your business unignorable, irresistible, and wildly profitable. Let me know in the comments if you love this. How do you like it? Let me know. Apply these content examples that I gave you. Apply these 3 types of content: transformational, authority proof, and this desire stacking, and you're going to see an enormous shift in how people are buying. And if you are serious about your growth, if you are a high vibe, result oriented coach or service provider, let's work on your messaging and sales system and leadership and all of the things in the Scale Era together. Thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to leave all the links below. And if you have questions, feel free to DM me and we're going to talk about it. Thank you so much for being with me. Let me know what's the transformation of this content training. Bye. Have a great day.